So one of the plants I favour and use quite regularly within the aquariums are the Amazon swords. Now I started off by buying an original Amazon sword which had the runner just like a spider plant would in your house. Basically a long stem that comes up with lots of little baby Amazon swords on it. Now off of that I got about 6 or 7 babies. It was only a small stem and I didn't have room to let it grow. But what I do when I'm growing the Amazon sword plants themselves is I tend to try and divide them. Now this is a perfect candidate for dividing. We've got some dead leaves, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these dead leaves off. If you have a look just here by my finger, you can see where the actual crown of the Amazon sword is actually started to divide there. So what I'm going to do is separate that really gently. Shouldn't be breaking off too many roots. Then we're going to trim up some of the weaker leaves, and that's going to promote a lot more nice new growth. Okay, so all we're going to do with this is we're going to first of all just take off some of these dead leaves and dying leaves. To be fair, this is a plant I sort of neglected a little bit and just left in a corner of a tank, and the plant has sort of suffered for that just a little bit, but it's not irreparable. And what we should do is end up with the plant growing back quite nicely. So what I'm doing, I'm just taking the leaves from the outside. These are the original leaves because you can see the difference in size between these and the longer ones that grow up the top. Now once you've taken those leaves off, it basically stimulates the plant to grow a lot more, to be able to get a lot more nutrients. Now to split this plant, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to where this youngster here has just started to divide itself and see if we can tweeze that apart throughout the root system without causing too much damage. Now the best way of doing this is to try and find an area where you can take a bit of the crown and also the roots with it as well. Now to do this I might just get the pair of scissors because obviously I've got the original crown on the plant just there. I snip through that to give me since I've got the roots on both sides. Now once I snip through this just here, that's going to give me those 2 plants, and this one here now we've got a couple of roots, a tiny little baby Amazon sword, and then we've got mum just here with her baby taken away. Now I'm just going to take off a few of the weaker leaves from mum, and we're going to plant her in the tank with her baby just growing next. So planting these guys in the aquarium, we've got the 2 of them just there. I'm just going to put the little one with a bit more highlight just in the centre of the tank, and then mum can cover up these anubis just a little bit and stop too much algae growing on the top of them. So all I need to do for this basically is get the roots together, take that extra leaf off there, get the roots together, push them down into the substrate, and then put the crown into the substrate as well, making sure that just that tiny little bit of the crown is actually showing. Now this is going to root in nicely and it should just hold in place without any use of weights or anything like that. So the same principle with the little baby just here. Just going to put him just down here in the back of the tank, and then just pull that crown just up, just to tease it out just a little bit, and that plant should stay there quite nicely as well. Now if you like this video on Amazon swords and how to separate them, then please make sure you like and subscribe, as I'll be putting on more videos for some of the other plants which I've started off in this tank as well.